Okay, Itamix Ganatoni, good morning. It is just after 9 o'clock in the AM and 12 degrees below zero in sultry, sunny southern Alberta. And I'm just rolling home after going to check a skunk trap. It is, what is it, the 17th, Saturday the 17th of November, 2018, in the lunar cycle, and you know, I think hanging out with the snakes as long as I have, some of their tendencies and cycles are starting to rub off on me, because I feel like I'm in a little bit of a brumation, you know, like I've slowed down. Definitely my work has slowed down, and it's becoming a problem economically going into the holiday season. I gotta find some extra stuff to do, I think, because right now I've pulled all of my traps, including the muskrat trap, by the way, for those who have been wondering what's going on with Elon. Over a week's time, I monitored the trap, and there was really no sign of him, any recent sign of muskrat activity at that little residential pond. I didn't see any sign of him eating. I didn't see any sign of him coming ashore for anything in the snow. So I really don't think that he's even still there, but definitely didn't go in the trap, so I pulled it. I've also pulled almost all my other traps. Right now I have one raccoon trap out, and that's at a residence that I've had a trap there for over a month, and have already relocated, I think, 6 or 7 skunks and 1 raccoon from there, and they still got a voice that they're hearing under their foundation when they do their laundry, so something's up still. Probably another raccoon. So I got that trap still out there. I've got 1 skunk trap for the city, a job that I'm doing for the city. One of their mobile offices has a family of skunks under it. I've had that trap there now for just over a week, and in that time I did 2 mornings ago, I caught one of those skunks, and I don't know, how many there are under there or what have you, so we'll see if we catch another one. And there's still the Costco sparrow, which, by the way, I haven't done my diligence with and haven't really been contacting them, and I did some looking into some asking around and stuff, and not research, but lit survey and stuff online to see if I could find any other method that's going to be an improvement on what I've got. And it's, I'm running into a wall. The one thing that I think that they could do at this point, that I will suggest to them when I talk to them, is to do a blackout in the warehouse, open one bay door with some light, and of course find out where the bird is before the blackout, and then kind of chase it toward the door. It'll go toward the light if you're chasing the bird in the dark. So that's an option potentially that I've got to introduce to them. But yeah, other than those 3 traps, I got no wildlife business going on. I do got a Blackfoot language class that I've started to teach online Saturday mornings, and I'm probably going to look for some more students for more of that as one of the things to help me get through this economic depression, my personal economic depression of the winter. So, and I also have my walk and talk going on Sundays, of course. And what else? I'm still teaching for the college, but that's just 2 days a week, and it's basically like, I'm making $300 a week from that, so that's not a survivable income. So yeah, right now I don't got a whole lot going on. Things have slowed down, and I'm just trying to keep my life at a slow pace too, so I'm not spending money, but I am getting behind on bills, so I got to figure some stuff out. And I'm late on lots of things other than bills, like the mystery box for November. I know we're more than halfway through November now, and I haven't done the draw. And mainly the reason I haven't done that is because this time I do have to go through and write all the names myself, and I'm about a third of the way through that. because Mahoney couldn't print it off. She thought it was maybe too long to be printing at work for my own private thing. Last time I had her print the list of entries off at her work for me. So yeah, maybe I'll get that done today. We'll see. I do got a project that I want to do today, but I'll show you that when we get there. Okay, gonna carry out that little project I was talking about. So here's the deal. I've got gum boots that I typically wear, in the snow during the winter. And I think I bought this pair of gum boots. It's by the brand Kamik, K-A-M-I-K. And it's lasted a long time. It's a Canadian brand. I've probably had these boots maybe even more than 10 years. But last winter I blew out the heel on my right boot. And you might remember, if you were watching my videos last winter, I was stuffing brome grass in the back behind my heel to keep my foot warm on the, when we got to like 15, 20 below and colder. So with one of my battle boxes, I received this tube of Aquaseal shoe repair from Gear Aid. And this is supposed to be for doing tough repairs, repairing soles and rands. So reading the instructions here, what it looked like I need to do in this case is I layered some duct tape into the shoe behind the place where it's torn. And now I'm gonna put the seal in there. Probably I'll put a little bit under and a little bit over the break. And you got to leave the seal for a whole overnight. But it's supposed to permanently bond and repair, and build toe caps and build heels if you need it to. It dries into a solid rubber that won't crack or peel over time. So we're gonna check it, but we're just gonna have part one of that video today because I'm gonna set it up today, and then tomorrow when I go do my walk and talk, I'll wear them and we'll test it. We'll see how it did. Oh. So, the Aquaseal.
Doesn't have a little crack to crack the tube. All right. Something. Pen, perhaps? Oh, yeah, that works. Probably just killed that pen. It's okay, it's cheap pen. So,
We will apply some under. So, and I'll apply some over. Might need to tape over the back here, I think. Just to keep everything held together tight for the night. All right, I'm gonna put that in another room to just sit for 24 hours or close to 24 hours, and then we will take it on our walk and talk in the morning and see how it holds up. Pretty jazzed. After I sealed off the back of that boot, I went downstairs into our storage room. Mandy's brumation chamber. Went in there because I figured I'd put the boot in there to dry. That way it'd keep the birds and the dogs and stuff definitely from messing with it. Don't have any animals from our zoo in the storage room. So, but while I was in there, I got the idea to take a look around through some of our things and see if I could find my favorite winter jacket. And I did. I'm so glad I didn't find it all last winter. I don't even know exactly how it got into the storage room because I didn't put it in there. I think it was, we maybe cleaned out the coat closet. Maybe we put away the really big, thick coats from winter for the season, but then we forgot to take them back out the next winter. So last winter I was wondering where the heck this thing went, and I was looking all over the house for it, but never looked in storage. So I went without, and I was bummed. But now that I got it back, I'm looking forward to our days of 15, 20, 30 below. And it's inspired me to come out for a walk, come out for a hike in the coulees today. Sans boots, of course. I'm wearing water shoes, which is basically like a, waterproof moccasin, which is perfect. Perfect. I don't even feel the cold of the snow through them. In fact, it's only maybe -3, 4, something like that right now. It's not too bad. We got our afternoon heat going on. So I could almost go out here right now barefoot. Well, I definitely could for a time, but I would eventually get cold, so wearing them because this is kind of a long hike. What I have in mind is going to visit Rustrock Cathedral. For those who've follow my channel for a while, you've been to this place. It's also known as the Thing in the river bottom. It's basically an art installation that is like guerrilla art, like somebody just has done it, no permission. It's a great big sculpture. It's built out of all kinds of, detritus, flotsam and jetsam from the river bottom, both human-made and nature fact, and it's pretty cool. I found it early on when I learned about it to be quite the statement, because how I learned about it was somebody had complained to the city about its existence a few years back, and the city asked me if I knew anything about it. So I went down to check on it because I didn't know anything about it, and I was just amazed. It's a very cool art project that somebody's taken on. They've spent years, more than a decade, I've learned, building this. The artist is still anonymous because it is a big sculpture on public land without permission. But immediately the city was thinking we need to tear this out, get it out of there, because it's a structure that isn't up to any code or anything like that. And but the fact is, it's made out of all the stuff that was in the river bottom already. So why didn't we need to clean it out before? Any case, I go and visit there a few times a year, but what I'm starting to learn is that it's becoming more than just the things that are found on the river bottom, because last winter around Christmas time I visited, and the cathedral had a lot of Christmas ornamentation put into it, so much so that I can't believe all that stuff was found in the river bottom. And then the other day I was doing an interview with a university student. They were interviewing me for one of their projects, and I asked if we could go for a walk while doing the interview instead of sitting in a room inside. So we went for a walk, and I brought the student down to Rustrock Cathedral. He'd never seen it before, and shouldn't have been surprised, I suppose, but there was a bunch of Halloween stuff there from the holiday that's just passed a couple of weeks ago. So to some extent, someone, whether it's the artist or others, is coming down and kind of giving the cathedral a seasonal face. Ornamentation with the mainstream holidays. So I wanted to go down again just to document it, and so I could show you, the Halloween flavor. But now that this has happened at least twice with major Western holidays, I think next time there's a big holiday, like perhaps this coming Christmas, I'll get down here early in the morning and see. In fact, what would be fun, I think, would be as if I came a couple days before Christmas and hung up a stocking. And then came Christmas morning to see if it was filled. I think I might do that. Anyway, just going through the muff now. Heading down to the river. And we'll go check out Rustrock Cathedral. Yeah, I just scared a couple of about 3 ringneck pheasants out of the top of a poplar tree. Not exactly sure what they were doing up there, because it's fairly atypical for pheasants to perch way up in the canopy of the poplar cottonwood forest. But that's where they were. It's not like I haven't seen it before. More usually, if I see them in trees, I'll see them in like choke cherries when they're eating, that kind of thing. I think when they're up, in the forest canopy, it must mean something else. It's no doubt a phenological sign. In the Blackfoot tradition, they say that when you have what is this? Oh, it's a grocery cart. I was looking at this something in the water down here, this cage-looking thing, and it got me concerned for a minute, because I know there are people who will trap beaver and do it in a way where they drown them and stuff. And I don't know. I'm a beaver man, so I'm a little protective. Any case, what was I saying? Yeah, in the Blackfoot tradition, if you see geetokiks, like sharp-tailed grouse, that people generally call prairie chickens, if you see them up in bushes, up high in bushes or on fences and stuff like that, usually means that you're in for some kind of ground level weather condition. Maybe a Chinook is going to come and blow snow all over at that level. Maybe it's going to get a deep snow, or there already is a deep snow. But in any case, it is phenologically significant, I think, to see pheasants in the forest canopy. What exactly it means, I'm not sure, but I'll pay attention to what happens over the next day or so. I don't see any reason right now that would take them up there, immediately, because the snow covering on the ground is very thin. It's a powdery, not wet snow, so it's not very dangerous. There's no wind, nothing to annoy you on the ground level. So I don't know what they're doing in the canopy, but they're up to something. Those pheasants are up to something. Can tell by the tracks walking in here that someone else other than that student and I has recently been through. Well, a couple, it looks like. One shoe here looks like a runner of some kind, and a shoe here that has a front and a heel. Hey, so more like a dressy shoe. Both of them are pretty narrow, so I don't know. My guess is maybe women, a couple of women coming down. And Rustrock is right up here around the Sunny Bend. There she is. Oh, we got mountain bikes too. Yeah. Giant cathedral of stuff. All kind of stuff. Lots of wire and wood and rock and ornament things that you would find in the river coulee, rusted parts from agricultural vehicles and the like, grills, car parts, you know, lots of vehicle parts. The doll part thing has been going on the whole while, ever since I started looking at this place. Some of them look like found materials early on. I suspect that now people might purposely bring some of those down here, dolls and such, and that was what kind of caught. It's that girl that smells her armpits. Saturday Night Live. Who was that comedian, that woman? She was always pretty funny with that character. It was the dolls, the doll parts more. Oh, look, we got up here, there's an avatar head on a stick. That's got to be part of the Halloween contributions. But yeah, the doll parts got people's hair raised. You know, people start, oh, that's evil. Oh, look at this. That's very cool. Creepy, foxy thing, mask. And then you got the ghost hunters came out here, and of course their white noise equipment picked up voices saying, run away. Oh yes, here's some more Halloween-y stuff. Got some skulls. Couple of skulls. What else? There's some new dolls here. That I don't think have anything to do with the Halloween interjection. Oh, that's kind of cool. And kind of a devil mask. Excuse me. Woohoo! Another skeleton. The black cat. What else is going on here? Got a lion mask in here. Another skull up here. Another mask here. I can't remember what that character's name is. Green Goblin or something, maybe. Another big mask here. Stromboli or something. Some kissy lips, look at that. That's hilarious. This creepy guy. Yeah, there's some good stuff. They got a tombstone stashed up and another skull up that way. That might be the end of the Halloween stuff. So yeah, somebody's been tricking it out with seasonal things, and it's kind of like last Christmas. There was that kind of bunch of Christmas stuff in here too. In fact, the other day when I was here, I saw Father Christmas. He was still here. Where is he? Sorry, turn the microphone the right way. Where's Father Christmas? I know he was in here before. I wonder, I didn't remember seeing this mask. I wonder if Father Christmas was here and he was taken and traded for the mask. Because he was in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Ho ho ho. Yeah, I'm just not seeing him. And that's just, something that's changed in the last 48 hours. This place is constantly changing. Father Christmas. He must be gone. Santa was here and now he's gone. But maybe he'll return. I think I will come up here a couple of days before Christmas and hang my stocking. And we'll see what happens. See if Father Christmas comes back. Just at the river by the weir, And there's some interesting tracks that come up through here. I was looking at him as I was walking in this direction, and they look canine to me, but they're very small. And the distance between the gate is not coyote distance. It's very small. I mean, at least not mature coyote. You can see better here the length of the gate. This is about as long as it gets, which, you know, is about the length of my forearm, which is not that big. So, who could it be? It does definitely look canine to me. I don't think it's a cat, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's canine though. Yeah, just the way it's kind of comes together. So, yeah, not that far between. I don't think it's a skunk. Could be a fox, I suppose. You know, I don't see fox down here on any kind of. I've never seen a fox down here. Never. But it's entirely possible. Maybe I'll follow the tracks just a little bit here and see if I can find any more evidence other than just the prints. Just over here I see that the tracks lead under a log, and then they come back out over here, and it's kind of rabbitish behavior, but again, I think the tracks themselves look pretty canine. That's a pretty good stride from here to the next one here. It's a jump. Yeah, I've lost the trail. It comes down here and then it kind of merges into this beaver run. Following the beaver run, comes over here. I don't see the tracks, you know, coming off to the side anywhere, but leads to the water in this direction, right? So the beaver, you can see they've been breaking the ice and coming up, continuing to probably gather winter supplies. And this is where they've been dragging things out of. And it looks like they probably dragged right over the sign that I was following. So I'll just continue this way. If I do catch that track again, we'll see what else we can learn. To cross or not to cross? Deep Beaver Canal. Beaver Dam leading to the other side. To cross. Well, no luck as far as picking that trail back up goes. Must have come off of it at some point that I couldn't identify, because I don't think he went across the water or anything. Ice is not that thick as yet. I did find some beaver tracks. I found some raccoon tracks. Eventually I find some regular domestic canine tracks. One thing that I noticed was that along that oxbow there, where the beavers are living, there are several old shoreline lodges and just shoreline cavities that I suspect there are other mammals living in, possibly raccoons, porcupines, who knows. So at some point I'd like to go back out there again and take my scope with me. Go out and see if I can put a scope in any of those holes and find out who's living around. Well, almost home now, and sounds like I got a couple of errands to run. I just got a phone call while I was climbing out of the coulee from someone at that mobile city office where I'm trying to catch the skunk. Apparently a magpie has got himself caught in there, so I got to roll over that way and free the magpie and reset the trap for a skunk. And then I got a message from another gentleman in town here who the other day came across a bat on the ground on the street downtown, and I guess it had been kind of salted and sanded as they were taking care of the streets for the snow. He doesn't appear injured, I guess. However, this guy he's not sure what to do with it, so he's gonna hand it on to me, and I'm no doubt going to put the bat into my backyard shed and let him go where he wants to go from there. Maybe that's it, come here. Put yourself in a little predicament, eh? Okay, what I have here is what I believe is a big brown bat, and I've just brought him home and introduced him into my shed here. I don't know if he can fly or not. He's obviously quite active. I wonder if he's a long-eared bat. Is there such a thing? I know there's a long-eared or a long-legged, but maybe he's just getting into sleep position or something here. I think what I'm gonna do is let him be, close him in here, and might check on him a little bit later today, or maybe check on him tomorrow. Hopefully he can find his way to where he needs to be. It's not good to have for bats to be out in this kind of, in these temperatures and such. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess. All right, at long last, the very late November mystery box draw. So every month for the past few months, I have been drawing for a mystery box to be sent out to a subscriber, and in order to enter the drawing for December for the next box, you need to leave a comment on this video that says you want to be entered for the December box. So we had 94 subscribers enter for the November box, and so we're going to split that 94. We're just going to round up and say it's 96, and we're going to split them into 12 groups of 8. And so we're going to roll a 12-sided dice first, And then after that, we're going to roll an 8-sided dice to determine who in that set of 8 gets the prize. So, Mahoney, the number 5 is the first. So, I will tell you who that is, who the potential candidates are. The 5th group is made up of Leanne Kennedy, Whispering Canadian, K32, Tara Derrick, Patricia Beetschen, Stephen Kemp, Melissa Frederick, and Little Dirt Patch. So those are our 8, and we will see who wins.
2.
Number 2, and number 2 is Whispering Canadian in that group. Whispering Canadian wins the box. It sounds like a racehorse name. I sound like a racehorse announcer. Whispering Canadian, pulling ahead. Yeah, Whispering Canadian, get in touch with me and give me your mailing address and all that. You can get in touch with me over Facebook through the Rattlesnakes of Lethbridge page or through my own Ryan Heavyhead page. I don't think YouTube is allowing messages anymore. I'm not receiving them. So you can get a hold of me in one of those couple of ways. And yeah, email me or email me your address and we'll get it out to you. And so now we are going to show you and what's going to be in your box. So don't watch Whispering Canadian, but everybody else can check it out because you didn't get the box. So the first item in the box is your lucky dice. You get your lucky 8-sided die that you were chosen from. And we go through the other box contents. Let's see, let's start at the bottom. Digging deep. So you're going to get a book about edible plants from the Department of the Army. I believe that I grew up with this book, The Complete Guide to Edible Wild Plants. It's got nice color pictures. These are plants that are fairly ubiquitous across North America. Not everybody's going to have all these plants in their area. Of course, nobody's going to have all these plants in their area. But there's going to be, if you're in North America, there's going to be something in here that is in your area. It smells like a book. Of course, like every box, you get an Goat Rattlesnakes of Lethbridge t-shirt. This is a size extra large t-shirt, and it's just promotional for my rattlesnake program. The design was made by Blackfoot artist Margie Cropbeard Wolf, and it features Calf Shirt, who was the original rattlesnake wrangler for the city of Lethbridge when the city was absolutely just first established way back in the turn of the century. So, and if it smells a little bit like skunk, I don't know what to say. Next item, we'll do this. So this is a emergency kit. In the kit, you get some gloves, flashlight, candle, emergency blanket. What is this? Some first aid stuff. There is a poncho and a manual. So, and a couple of wet wipes and stuff. So it's a pretty decent little kit. Throw in your car or whatever. Have on you for any unexpected emergencies. Next item. Yeah, handmade mitten gloves. These are made by one of my skunk clients, who this is the last of the things that he knitted for me in payment for helping him out with his skunk issue. And so I saved them, the best for last. These he made it out of 2 different types of wool, I guess.
Those would be super warm.
And yeah, and they're nice because you can, you know, mitts are always the warmest, but you can also flip it back and have it fingerless, so you can manipulate things when you need to. So that's pretty cool, and they're handmade straight from Lethbridge, Alberta. And the last little bit is for all the tough shit you talk, plunger magnets. Did Andrea Glover write that?
Yeah, she gave those to you.
Yeah, this is something that my friend Andrea Glover gave me probably like 2 years ago.
Something like that.
Something like that. I've never used them, so
I
I'm
think
gonna.
it was for like your birthday or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass them on, but they're little magnets that are plungers. So plunger magnets. So that is your November box. Hopefully I'll get the December box out before Christmas, and if so, you can actually like unwrap it under the Christmas tree or something. Maybe I'll put a box in a box so it'll actually be a present with wrapping that you can do or something. So yeah, if you want in on the December box, comment on this video and let me know.